Hey guys, this is Everett, the Jeep driving preacher. Um, about a week ago, I had the opportunity to go to our local drive-in and check out Sound of Freedom. Um, if you haven't had an opportunity to catch this film, I highly recommend that you do so. Um, I do want to say that with a word of caution. It is a difficult movie to watch um, because it brings to light some of the different things that takes place in child sex trafficking. And before I went to go watch the movie last Friday, I I hopped on Facebook and I searched the movie just to kind of see what people have been saying about it since it was released on 4th of July. And I I saw some pretty harsh statements against the film. Some folks are just calling it an outright lie. It doesn't happen this way. Somebody even claimed to know Tim Ballard, who Jim Caviezel portrays in the film, and their argument is oh I've talked to Tim and he said this is nothing like what really happens, um, and none of this stuff in this film is at all accurate, and that was kind of an odd thing for me because I had never seen anything from Tim Ballard himself saying, "Hey, this is a bunch of garbage. Don't go watch this film." The film has been sitting on a shelf for 5 years, waiting to be released. So what we have going on in this film that brings awareness about the things that takes place with child and really human trafficking is we have people in the media that are throwing a fit about it, and trying to discredit the film and throwing it in line with QAnon and conspiracy theories and all this other stuff. And it makes me wonder is like, why would you do that? We know that human trafficking exists. We know that sex trafficking exists. We know that child sex trafficking exists. Um, Somewhere in the dark recesses of our mind, we know that this is something that takes place. And what a film like Sound of Freedom does is it brings it to the forefront of our minds, gives us something to think about um, in regard to this dark, evil stuff that takes place within our world. And I don't even think we can even really just say our world because that's a pretty big statement. I think that we can even narrow it down in most of our communities. This is taking place um, every single time, and people are going to throw a fit because of this statement. But every single time I see something on Facebook about a missing teenager, a missing child, my mind goes to this kid has been picked up and taken to an island somewhere or in a warehouse somewhere, in a brothel somewhere. That's just where my brain goes to. But we got to remember my educational background in law enforcement crime scene investigation. I've taken courses on child exploitation. I've studied crime scene investigation. I've studied this kind of stuff. So and with the security background that I have. It makes sense that my brain would go there. That this is what has happened to these people that have gone missing. So it troubles me that anybody in the media would have a problem with this film. In the grand scheme of things, even if the statistics are off, that they talk about in the film and display at the end of the film, even if those statistics are off, I don't care. Um, if they misrepresent the statistics because I don't even remember the numbers off the top of my head, but even if the numbers are slightly misrepresented or misrepresented at all, in my mind, one child, one person ever in the history of the world to be trafficked for sexual abuse is one too many, and it should never happen. That's my opinion. I don't think it should ever happen. A person should never be forced to do anything against their will. We talk about things like slavery in the past and how horrible of a thing that was, and we've moved past that kind of slavery, but we've moved into a new type of slavery, and we've got to get rid of this stuff. We've got to do more as a society to protect the vulnerable within our population. And to have the media disparaging this film as they do is troubling. It shouldn't matter where the film is based out of. And, it says it's based on a true story. So just because something is based on a true story doesn't necessarily mean it 100% follows the exact timeline and the exact details of the precise event that took place. I did see something pop up in my YouTube feed earlier today, and I don't remember who it was. It may have been Operation Underground Railroad that posted it. But there's actual footage of an island raid like what is portrayed in the film. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I'll probably go back and watch it. Maybe even as this video is uploading to YouTube, maybe I can put it in the comment section if I think to do that. But take some time if you feel like you're capable of going and checking out this film, Sound of Freedom. Again, it's a movie that has been sitting on a shelf for 5 years. My goodness, I first heard about it when we moved to South Dakota in 2018. It kind of fell by the wayside in the back of our heads for a couple of years, and sometime around 2019, 2020, I started hearing about it again a little bit. And tried to get a hold of the folks that put the movie together, and just to say, hey man, this is something that needs to be communicated. We need to figure out how to communicate this. What can we do to even just private showings? How can we raise awareness in this? And I was never able to get a hold of anybody successfully to make anything happen with that. But I am thankful that Angel Studios picked up this film and was able to distribute it. So like I said, go check it out, but be warned, it is a difficult film to watch. Stick around during the credits. There's a message from Jim Caviezel, and just go check it out. Go early to the theater. This is not the type of movie that you want to sit down and munch popcorn through. All right, this is not a date night kind of movie. This is a serious film, and you'll want to make sure that you go into it with that type of mindset. All right, so go check it out, and God bless y'all.